witness or the wolf, Jay Wilds is to blame and Adnan Syed should not have been convicted. From high school drama to a murder conviction, this case has kept everyone guessing. I'm Aliyah.
And I'm Gauri, and you're listening to The Witness or the Wolf, our investigation into the case of the murder of Hae-Min Lee. In this episode, we will be discussing who's really responsible for the Hae's murder and whether Adnan Syed belongs behind bars.
After re-listening to Serial, reviewing court transcripts, and analyzing Jay Wilde's interviews, we've concluded that Jay is the most suspicious individual in this case. His lies, shifting timelines, and oddly specific knowledge of Hae's burial make him more than just a witness.
Exactly, so let's break down the 5 reasons why we believe Jay Wilde is to blame for the murder.
Jay's statements change in every interview. From where Hae was killed to when Adnan supposedly confessed, nothing stays consistent. This makes it hard to believe that he's telling the truth and suggests he may be lying to protect himself.
As Sarah Loing explains, and he lied to them about many things. It wasn't just that things didn't match up, they were lies. Why would someone innocent of involvement lie over and over again? During the investigation, Jay knew the location of Hae's car. He claimed Adnan told him where he left it, but that was highly suspicious. If the police hadn't found Hae's car and Jay had never ventured out to find the car, how would he have been able to lead the police straight to it? Telling someone where something is and its exact location are different. If Adnan told Jay where the car was, it would have been more of a relative location, like saying it's hidden in the forest at the park. But it wouldn't have been detailed enough to know where the car was. So how exactly did he find it?
As Sarah said, he knew where Hae's car was and he had to be involved. Episode 12. That doesn't make him helpful, it makes him suspicious. If Jay were just a witness, there's no reason he should have known such a key piece of evidence. His knowledge points to deeper involvement in the crime. And let's be real, Jay had every reason to protect himself. He was involved in illegal activity like dealing weed and already had a criminal record that made him vulnerable if the police decided to press charges. By cooperating and pointing the finger at Adnan, he secured a deal that kept him out of serious trouble. His motive wasn't justice, it was self-preservation.
Not to mention that in Sarah's notes in episode 9, he pleaded guilty to accessory after the fact in a first-degree murder, testifying against Adnan and got no prison time as a result. Jay was never charged for helping bury Hae's body. This could mean that he struck a deal with the police and would have lied about anything to save his own tail. And Jay's timeline is off, especially when comparing it to the cell phone records. He says that Adnan buried Hae's body at 7 p.m., but the cell tower data places Adnan somewhere else.
In episode 5, Sarah discovers at trial, even though all these mid-afternoon phone calls were identified and accounted for in Jay's testimony, prosecutors did not point out the fact that the cell towers didn't match. The prosecutors had technical evidence that didn't fully align with Jay's version of events, but they never mentioned it. By leaving that out, Jay's timeline seemed more solid than it really was. If the cell phone tower data had been challenged, it might have raised doubts about whether Jay was actually telling the truth.
In an interview with Serial, Don, who was the current boyfriend of Hae, Don said, "When I testified, they pulled me into a back room and let me tell you how fun that was. To have the prosecutors afterwards yelling at me because I didn't make Adnan sound creepy. He said they wanted me to make him sound creepy. This is clear prejudice against Adnan."
This moment highlights how biased the investigation was. If the prosecutor was trying to pressure Don into portraying Adnan in a negative light, even when he didn't feel that way, it shows they were more focused on proving a theory than finding the truth. This manipulation makes it hard to trust the case's fairness, raising serious doubts about whether Adnan was truly given a chance at justice. And when you look at all of this together, the weak evidence, the questionable timeline, the unreliable witness testimonies, and the clear bias, we're left with one big question. Who really is to blame?
And what happens now?
If Jay is guilty, Adnan deserves more than just freedom. He deserves justice. He needs to be fully investigated and potentially prosecuted for perjury or involvement in Hae's murder.
This case shouldn't end with a shrug. Jay's lies changed a teenager's life forever, and it's time the justice system takes another look at this case. This time with the facts.
Thanks for listening to The Witness or the Wolf. We're Aliyah and Gauri.